In the last few hundred years, humanity has experienced an explosion in scientific and technological progress unprecedented in the 195,000 or 300,000 years we have existed. Given the rapid advancement we are witnessing in our technology, it's natural to wonder just how far we will be able to progress in the next 100,000 or even million years. For all we know, there could already be alien civilization in our universe whose technology would appear magical to us. With so many different predictions about futuristic civilization, it's hard to imagine any way to measure and compare them to ourselves. But not only are there ways to compare advanced civilization, we can actually assign numbers to measure their advancement. One of the more popular metrics for doing this is the Kardashev scale, which divides civilization into 6 stages of advancement. But does this ranking actually tell us how advanced a civilization is? Experts assert that as a civilization grows larger and becomes more advanced, its energy demands will increase rapidly due to its population growth and the energy requirements of its various machines. With this in mind, the Kardashev scale was developed as a way of measuring a civilization's technological advancement and extension based on their capacity to harness and use energy. What is the Kardashev scale? The scale was originally designed in 1964 by the Russian astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev, who was looking for signs of extraterrestrial life within cosmic signals. It has 3 base classes, Type 1, Type 2 and Type 3. Other astronomers have extended the scale to Type 4 and Type 5. These additions consider both energy access as well as the amount of knowledge the civilization have access to. First, it is important to note that the human race is not even on this scale yet, since we still sustain our energy needs from dead plants and animals here on Earth. We are a lowly Type 0 civilization and we have a long way to go before being promoted to Type 1 civilization. Astronomers tend to believe that all things taken into consideration, we will reach Type 1 civilization in 100 to 200 years time, depending on how fast our technology advances and how diligently we procreate. But what does each of these categories actually stand for in literal terms? A Type 1 civilization, also known as the planetary civilization, has the capacity to harness all the energy of its home planet, utilizing all the energy that reaches the planet like solar and all the energy it can produce like thermal, hydro, wind, etc. This means that we would need to boost our current energy production over 100,000 times to reach this status. However, being able to harness all Earth's energy would also mean that we could have control over all natural forces. Human beings could control volcanoes, the weather and even earthquakes. Maybe even influence global flora and fauna, geological makeup, plate tectonics, etc. These kinds of feats are hard to believe, but compared to the advances that may still be to come, these are just basic and primitive levels of control, and it's absolutely nothing compared to the capabilities of societies with higher rankings. The next step up, a Type 2 civilization, also called the stellar civilization, can harness the power of their entire star, not merely transforming starlight into energy, but controlling the star. Several methods for this have been proposed. One way to harness the energy of a star is to build a mega structure around, called the Dyson sphere. It would completely enclose a star and capture all of its energy, then be able to transform the energy for use by the home planet. Of course, this kind of contraption would drop the Death Star of the Star Wars universe, requiring amazing technology to build and could take different forms. The initial idea by the physicist and mathematician Freeman Dyson in 1960 was that such a structure would cover an area 600 million times greater than the surface area of the Earth. A Type 2 civilization would not just build these megastructures but also inhabit them and completely control what goes on inside them. It would control the orbits of all planets in that system, harvest asteroids and comets at its leisure, and basically consume the entire solar system. What would this much energy mean for a species? Well, nothing known to science could wipe out a Type 2 civilization. Take for instance, if humans survive long enough to reach this status and a moon-sized object enter our solar system on a collision course with our little blue planet, we would have the ability to vaporize it out of existence, or if we had time, we could move our planet out of the way, completely dodging it. How close are we to become a Type 2 civilization? It's a big jump in capabilities and would probably take 1000 to 2000 years to reach. So we have gone from having control over a planet to a star, which has resulted in us harboring enough disposable energy to essentially make our civilization immune to extinction. But now onto type 3 civilization, also called galactic civilization, would span the entire galaxy, colonizing and controlling numerous systems. It would be able to harness, store and use the energy output of all stars within that galaxy. Such a civilization would use planets like building blocks, being able to move planets from one solar system to other, merge solar systems, merge stars, absorb supernova and even create stars. At this stage, we would have developed colonies of cybernetic organisms, beings both biological and robotic that are capable of self-replication. Their population may increase into the millions as they spread out across the galaxy, colonizing a star after a star. And these beings might build Dyson spheres to encapsulate each one, creating a huge network that would carry energy back to the home planet. Perhaps such a civilization would also be able to get energy from black holes or create energy producing stars at will. Kardashev believed a Type 4 civilization, also known as the Universal Civilization, was too advanced and didn't go beyond Type 3 on his scale. He thought that surely this would be the extent of any species' ability. Many think so, but a few believe there is a further level that could be achieved. Type 4 civilization would be supergalactic, which almost be able to harness the energy content of the entire universe and also be able to travel throughout the entire universe in short time. It would also be capable of projects of organization per person, such as manipulating a space-time and tinkering with the entropy, thus reaching immortality on a grand scale. Type 5. Yes, Type 5 civilization might just be the next possible advancement to such a civilization. They would be capable of creating an entire universe and would be able to travel between multiverses. And another level of civilization is the Type 6 civilization, which exists outside of time and space and is capable of creating universe and multiverse and destroying them just as easily. It's similar in concept of a deity. Now, as I said, humans are a very long way from ever reaching anything like this. But it's not to say that it cannot be achieved as long as we take care of Earth and each other. To do so, the first step is to preserve our tiny home, extinguish war, and continue to support scientific advances and discoveries.